Okay, Mileena versus Cammy. So we've got Evil Clone, who occasionally is a fully sentient character and other times is essentially a fresh clone from the pit, versus Cammy, who, depending on the game that you're playing at the time, is a clone of M. Bison, or just one of M. Bison's assassins. So you've got Outworld Princess clone with, I think it's Jakarta, bred in there. That's the Baraka mouth. Versus Cammy, who, depending on when you're playing, is either one of M. Bison's assassin dolls with it's Junie and Jury, or Julie and Jury. Again, depending on the version you're playing. Or she's a member of MI6. So I've got some options to play with here. I can either go with the brainwashed, fresh from the pit Mileena. I can go with brainwashed Cammy, or I can go with fully sentient on her own Mileena and fully sentient on her own Cammy. So I think I'll probably begin. Well, there's only really two sections that really kind of flip-flop depending on what I'm going with. These being fighting characters, I can't do certain attributes. So I do experience. This is how long have they been doing this sort of combat. In close. What's her in close combat like? Reach. We're getting a little bit farther away. Now look at strength. You know, this is the overall power of their attacks. Speed. How fast are these characters? Energy, projectile, and versatility. Energy, you have projectile, that's great. Versatility is what are the other attributes? You know, how does your character actually move and flow? We can first with experience. Now here's the weird thing. If I go with fresh from the pit Mileena, it becomes Cammy, regardless of style of Cammy. So we'll go with fresh from the pit Mileena. So Cammy definitely does have more experience, just because Mileena is closer to fresh from the pit. In close, Cammy again. You know, very, very, very great in close. Some of the Frankensteiners, talking about the different in close moves, lots of really great sweeps. Reach, we're getting a little bit farther away now. Now we're going into different moves like, well, it's not the cannon spike, because that would have been the in close vertical one. I remember this one being the Killer Bee, which of course is being her corkscrewing her whole body and going feet first into her opponent. You know, great move. As well as her spinning back fist, which allowed her to actually dodge projectiles. So lots of great things to keep this fight in close and then a little bit farther away. Strength. This is when they're going to start an issue. Mileena's character actually does a little more damage. Speed. You know, this one's kind of a bizarre one. I'm actually going to give it to Mileena. Bear Mileena in Mortal Kombat 2, she was the best character. Tremendous amount of speed when it came to throwing attacks, a lot of teleportation abilities. You know, so she had a really great ability of covering the screen very, very quickly. Now we're going to look at projectiles. Only one person's got them. Versatility. You know, I'm going to have to give this one to Mileena. If anything else, you know, Mileena had the teleportating attacks. She also ended up having the size. You know, she had a lot of variability when it comes to a lot of her moves. And teleporting, if you're a character from Mortal Kombat, is kind of a constant. You know, you see Scorpion can teleport, Mileena can teleport. Where on the Street Fighter, you didn't see that as often. So you put these two characters in a relatively, you know, head-on competition, you are going to see Mileena come out on top more often than not. Now, if you look at a version where it's not pit version, now you got someone who's got much more experience. So now, the experience is also then it goes to Mileena. You know, in this sort of scenario, since Cammy doesn't have any sort of distance abilities, any sort of projectiles, she does kind of fall somewhat pretty easily to someone like Mileena, who essentially is your trained, almost perfected version of an assassin. Plus, she's crossbred with a whole other genome, which gives her a lot more ferocity, a lot more speed, and a lot more damage.